Welcome to Low Carb for Life. My name is Vesna Dokmanovich. I'm a nurse practitioner and I run a metabolic health clinic focused on chronic disease and insulin resistance. Today we're going to talk about how the modern diet affects female fertility and specifically how insulin plays a central role and what you can do about it. We're going to start with how ovulation is supposed to work because most people were never taught this. Then we'll walk through what changes when insulin is chronically elevated and finally what you can do about it. Each month, the brain releases hormones, follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone, that signal ovaries. Inside the ovary, multiple follicles begin developing. Each follicle contains an immature egg. Normally, one follicle becomes dominant, matures fully, and then releases an egg. That's called ovulation. Think of ovulation like a competition. Many follicles enter the race, but only one should win. That winning follicle matures properly and others step back. This is a very organized and efficient process. Now here's what most people don't realize. Insulin is not just about blood sugar. It's a powerful hormone that tells the body we have energy, we can grow, we can reproduce. And importantly, it communicates directly with the ovaries. In the modern diet, we're eating in a way that keeps insulin elevated most of the day. Frequent meals, snacks, and refined carbohydrates mean insulin rarely gets a chance to come down. Insulin increases androgen production, like testosterone. Yes, women have testosterone in smaller quantities than men. It also lowers sex hormone binding globulin, a protein that normally binds hormones, allowing for more free hormone in the blood. So now you have more active testosterone, which interferes with normal egg development. This is where everything starts to break down at a hormonal level. Because insulin is high, the ovaries are producing more testosterone than they should. That extra testosterone interferes with how follicles develop. Normally, one follicle becomes dominant and fully matures. But in this environment, the follicles get stuck part way. They start developing, but they don't finish. At the same time, the normal signaling from the brain becomes disrupted. The balance between follicle stimulating hormone and luteinizing hormone shifts, and that makes it even harder for one follicle to take the lead. So instead of one clear winner, you have multiple follicles that are all partially developed, but none mature enough to ovulate. This is why ovulation becomes irregular or doesn't happen at all. This is what we call polycystic ovarian syndrome, or PCOS. Those cysts are actually immature follicles that never completed development. So this is not just an ovarian issue, it's a metabolic issue. High testosterone also leads to visible symptoms like facial hair, acne, and thinning scalp hair. Women become more masculinized. If ovulation doesn't happen, pregnancy cannot happen. So even if everything else is working, this one disruption can significantly affect fertility. The encouraging part is that this process is often reversible. When we lower insulin, we can restore normal hormonal signaling and improve ovulation. Simple dietary changes can significantly reduce insulin levels. Spacing meals and focusing on whole foods can make a big difference. Reduce sugar and refined carbohydrates. Eat more fat and protein. If there's one takeaway, it's this: insulin is often the root driver of these fertility issues. And that means diet is a powerful tool for change. Follow Low Carb for Life on YouTube and School. Most women struggling with fertility are told it's a hormone problem, but the real driver is something we were never taught about: insulin and how the modern diet dysregulates it. If you're struggling with fertility problems and want more help, please consider working with me in my metabolic clinic, vesna.manovich.wellnessclinic.com. Thank you for listening, and join me next week when I talk about male fertility problems.